Start. Start me. Hi and welcome. This is HR Fridays, your weekly dose of HR with me, your host Ruby Engena.
Just go.
It's never that serious. It's my birthday. Woo woo! Ha ha. Hi and welcome. This is HR Fridays, your weekly dose of HR with me, your host Ruby Engena. Particularly excited for this episode because just yesterday I turned an extra year. Woo woo! It was my birthday and I'm excited for how far God has brought me, and I'm really excited for what the new year has to offer. Do you like live music? Are you looking for a place where you can sit and relax and chill and enjoy a live band? Then Nimaro Bar and Restaurant on Bandali Rise in Bugolobi is the place for you to be. Every first Thursday of the month, there is a live band here that will take you through the evening, and trust me, you'll enjoy. So next week, Thursday, first Thursday, come through in big numbers and enjoy. And entrance is completely free of charge. For the past month, we've been speaking about how to make it through work when you have your life in a mess. Every single person, look to your left, look to your right. Every single person is dealing with something. And if you have no one on the right or the left to look to, then rest assured that you are the one who has stuff to deal with. So this month, I sit down with the customer experience manager of Kenya Commercial Bank, Tee Kaganzi, and she'll tell us how to make it through work when your life is a mess. I guarantee that you're going to be blessed. You're going to have answers to the questions that you have, and you're going to know that the end, it's not the end. Yeah, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So sit back, relax, subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can enjoy the rest of this video and other videos that I've had throughout the past year. And like my Facebook page as well, House of Ruby. Remember, Nimaro, first Thursday of the month, band night. Enjoy. Welcome to the show, Sandra. Very excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You see, I've been looking at your dreads the whole time, and I'm wondering, first of all, how long have you had them for?
This year in August is 6 years.
Wow. See, I fear having dreads, because I keep imagining, what if I wake up tomorrow and I don't want them? Like, what do I do? Because you have to cut them off, not so?
No, not really. Like mine, what do they call them? They're temporary.
Oh, it's not
so
your
they can be. It's my hair,
but it's not
which
locked.
It's locked and it can be opened.
Yeah.
So I haven't used the gel.
Yeah.
Those that use the gel are the ones who usually cut their hair.
Yeah.
But these ones, I've done it before. I had them for 4 years, then I opened and I had natural hair, then I locked them again. So it's just using a crochet and a lock. And when you're ready, they can open.
They look really nice.
Thank you.
Anyway, so tell me, as a customer experience manager, like how fun or how stressful is your job? Because customer experience, you're the one who deals with all the problems people come with, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I think it's up to you to make it as fun and as stressful as you want, because ideally you work through people. As a customer experience manager, I can't be there. I can't be in every, the bank has 15 branches. I can't be at every branch.
Yeah.
So the best I can do is to have the skills that I have, cascade them down to the people that are actually dealing with the customers.
Yeah.
And then keep checking on them. So now the staff who deal with the customers are my customers.
Exactly.
So I really have to make sure that these guys at the front line are working through, I walk through them.
Yeah.
So it's extremely stressful because one, we deal with one of the most important things, money. People's money. It's not a phone. Yeah. It's not
food.
Yes.
Yeah, it's money.
Money.
Yeah.
And it's very delicate.
Yeah.
So, and then there's something very confidential about people's money.
Yeah.
So you find that we have very many scenarios that are scary.
Yeah.
My typical day is get to the bank and find what has been transpiring every day, and we have a lot of technology, so you find that things have gone down, customers can't transact.
Yeah.
So in that time where customers can't transact, they have my money, but I can't use it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So those are some of the answers you have to answer to, and find solutions. You know, if I can't get my money, but I need it.
Yeah.
So what do you do? So you have to be on your toes all the time to make sure that people actually get the service that they need.
Okay, so Sandra, this month, as you're aware, we've been talking about how to make it through the workspace when life is a mess. Everybody has a messy story. I have one, you have one, you know. Just the other day, one of my workmates lost her mother. And the mother had been sick for a long while, but none of us knew, you know. But so she had to come to work, go sleep with the mom in hospital, come back, you know, all that process. And unfortunately, her mother passed on. But just thinking how she's been able to go through work, you know, and it's not like her performance is bad. She's actually a very good performer. So striking that balance. But before we even get into that, I just want to know, if you don't mind, what's your messy story?
My messy story is messy. It's
Of course.
I look at it like sometimes the mess is at home, sometimes the mess is at work. And you have to be able to differentiate between the mess at work, not to bring it home, and then not bring the one from home to work. So where will I start? I've been working for quite some time, maybe 17 years. And in those 17 years, my marriage has broken down. I have lost 2 very close friends who were literally very, very close to me, and they died. I was laid off. I went through retrenchment.
Wow.
I had to go to a foreign country where I didn't know the language and worked there. So some of these things, adjusting to some of these things is when you actually sit back and you're like, I actually went through that. How? So I think those have been the 4 big things that shook my core. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now I feel like I don't have a messy story, like after listening to all that. But anyway, you know, in the workspace, with all that you're going through, you know, marriage broken down, 2 of your friends died, retrenchment, foreign country, etc. And I'm sure those are the ones we can say here to public broadcast. There are probably others. What are some of the symptoms that will show in your workplace, especially the time when you're going through a broken marriage? How would you know at work that, okay, the stress from home is coming through? What were the symptoms or triggers? Yeah.
As in personally, not
no, just you personally. Yeah.
For me, I'll know instantly. One, if I'm a very organized person, so I have lists, I have a notebook, I write down each and everything that I'm going to do. So the first thing I will know is when I'm not writing down in my notebook. That's it. To say that this is my to-do list for today. The moment I get to work and I'm just seated there and in some space, I know, as in I've come to learn that now this is a symptom. So if I'm not writing down my things in the way they're supposed to be, I tick off, and that's not happening, then I know that
something is.
Yeah. And then I'm an early riser, so when I start sleeping in and I'm not doing what I do, I'm not going up at the right time, I'm not going to bed at the right time, I'm not following my routine, something has thrown me off. Yeah. So that's when I know. I start saying, like now, I wake up and I'm like, oh, tomorrow I need to do this, so that I don't go back down into, I'm not dragged down to that road. Yeah. So I think those it, and then you'll find I bite my fingernails.
They don't look good on your butt, yeah.
Oh, so I'm not.
You're not stressed.
I'm not there. You find my fingernails are all beaten and probably even with wounds, and because every other time I'm staring in space and biting the nails. Yeah. So those are some of the few things that I know.
Something.
But then, and then lastly, I'll just cocoon myself into, I'll just keep quiet, not respond to, especially with my life out of work, like my friends, I will keep quiet, not picking calls, not responding to WhatsApps, and I'm just somewhere in a daze. The good thing is now they know.
So they'll look for you. And
no, some of them will let you be. They're like, oh, are you going through that thing? Okay. And they leave you. So I know. Okay. It's just where you just want to be alone.
Okay, Sandra, some interesting thoughts there. However, I'm thinking those are your triggers, those are your symptoms. But the thing with pain and messes is sometimes it keeps coming back. I'll use your example. You lost your friends, you mourn them, you grieve them, but I'm sure that days when it comes back, especially the anniversary of their death, for example, with the marriage, the anniversary of your wedding, and I'm aware you have children, all those things. So how do you, I want you to give me and the viewers some practical steps on how you make it through your work day, because at the end of the day you have a contract.
You have to perform.
You have to perform. It's unfortunate what you're going through, but you have to perform. So how do you go through work? How do you make sure that your work is in check? Because there are only so many leave days you can take. Because of course I'm sure one of the things you'll say is take a day off and what. But if your leave days are done, then what? You still have to go on. So what are some of the practical things you can do?
I think I'll start with when I actually got out of especially after the marriage breakdown. The first thing is accept that this has actually happened. So the moment you accept and say, my friend has died, this marriage is gone, I don't have a job, accept, and then you say, now from there, what do I do? Now from there, what I did was, what do I need to do to stay alive? Because I have a job which pays my bills. If I don't have it, it's going to get worse. So I went into a routine. I started exercising a lot, and wake up very early. I would take very long walks, and now during the long walks, I'm either having a silent talk with God, and then exercise. So I'm doing the two at the same time. I'm exercising and working on my spiritual health and my physical health. So that was one of the things that I actually would say that it's one of the things people should do.
Work on your spiritual and physical health
together. You there's no way you're going to say that you'll be physically healthy, but then spiritually you're not healthy. The two go hand in hand. The other thing is, depending, if you can talk, if you can get a counselor, that would be good. If you have friends, personally, I got friends who are professional. We met during the professional work, who later on became personal friends, and choosing one or two that you can talk to. If you have to cry it out. Cry it out. Even if the person is not close to you, make that phone call and cry. When my last friend died, I was home alone, and a friend of hers, another person who knows that she was my friend, found out. And this was like at midnight. She had died like at 9, and she came to my house, and I had been crying, but I had now subsided. So when she knocked on the door and I opened and I saw that it was her, she was outside. I haven't even opened the door. She started screaming from there. And when she entered the house, we sat just the two of us like this and cried for like 20 good minutes without saying even one word. But then after that, it's like you've lifted a load off your chest, and that was it. And we're like, okay, now
how do we stay alive?
Yeah. So if you have to cry it out, cry it out. I don't know if this works for the men, but I think it's just talking, having a channel where you can
Let it out.
let it out, whether it's crying, it's but even the exercise is a channel probably for some people. I think those are the 3 key ones that I would really, so accept that it has actually happened, then get out of that rut, whatever it is, and then have a channel where you can let it out, because and even we have a community, like people, like a backbone, people who are going to hold you like family. Like especially when I'd been retrenched, it was, well, do I have a place to stay? Do I have somewhere to go? Do I have someone to hold my hand? At that time I had my children, and I just buried myself into their school, everything. So I don't know, if you don't have that, I don't know what to do. But at least those are the things. But all in all, what you see is let it out. Let it not stay inside. If it stays inside, that's wrong.
That's a problem. So something just popped in my head as you are speaking. Some people channel that energy into work.
Yes.
And become workaholics. Would you say that's a solution, or they have not yet accepted and they just, because I have problems at home, my life is a mess, I don't want to go to the bar and drink, I don't want to spend time in church, so let me work. So they come off as high performers, yet actually they're struggling.
So that's where you need to balance the work-life balance. If you actually now push yourself into work, you're definitely going to miss out on certain things. And when our life is not about work only, you may become a high performer, but by the time you finish maybe the 6 months where you've been pushing yourself, you don't have any relationship outside work. And even at work, when you're working hard, usually you don't have relationships at work.
That's true.
You're really just working so hard, and you're forgetting to even deal with the people around you. So we need relationships around us. So I would not really, I don't subscribe to the notion of let me push myself into work. No.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the time you had to go to a foreign country and learn the language, and in the foreign country, I believe maybe you didn't have family and friends there. What was your safe space, especially at work? Because earlier you said, you make notes, you're an early riser. So as you are going through whatever it is you're going through, when you reach the workplace, what was that space you would go to? Not a physical space or anything, where you'd, okay, I'm in this zone, and here I'm going to make sure no one knows what's up. I'm going to stay alive. What was your safe space?
Interestingly, there are 2 places. When I think of one, my role, I just, the fact that someone has come with a problem and lives happy, just lights up my spirit. So, and by then I was working for a telco. So just helping someone get to know how to check their balance, just that. So for me now, it's the team that I was working with was very new graduates, and this is their first job. So training them and giving them a skill of something that I had done before, because I had been a call center agent, and I was seeing these guys exactly where I used to be. And now for me to see them get the speed and the skill, that was it. So when I would wake up and we get to work, and the first thing is you have a morning huddle. So during that morning brief where people were discussing what happened yesterday and what we're going to do today, and then you just ask a simple question and someone gives you like an answer that you were actually expecting, that would, you forget about what's happening outside there. Then the other thing for me is actually music. And when I listen to music, it's, and I've had the privilege of having, space in an office where
you can play music.
Yes, so it's
Yeah.
It's
That work for you.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I never thought about it. If you have issues in your life, one of the easiest ways to make it at work and in life is by looking for someone to help.
Yes.
Right? Sort of when you pour out into someone, it makes you feel better. Sandra, conclusively, I just want you to give me your 2 cents. And the direction I want you to take is, I want you to answer the question, do people ever get out of it? Because I feel like once you get out of one mess, the prize for that is another mess. It's like the challenges just keep getting harder and harder and harder. So what are your 2 cents on, balancing life, mess and work? How does someone get out of it? How does someone sail through it?
What I have learned is it's you, the individual. How you get out of the mess, how you react to it is the most important thing. And it never changes. Today you lose a child, tomorrow you lose a parent, the next day you get
lose
an accident,
job,
So you always be sure that there's something that's coming. However, you are what you think. What you attract to yourself is what's going to come to you. So every time actually I start thinking, oh, I'm starting to get, draggy feelings, I switch completely and go back and start attracting all these nice things. And, if it means I'll have to be happy, I will have to be happy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, I wouldn't say that it will end. The speed bumps will come. It's just your inner self. What do you have and how do you react to the mess? And the law of attraction. Yeah. What are you bringing to yourself?
What sort of vibes?
Yes. And these vibes also spread around.
Yeah. I know I'd said conclusively, but I've just remembered something. When we were speaking earlier, you said something that helped you throughout this mess, and I want you to share it because I feel like it's important. You spoke about God and the church. So just share that if you don't mind.
Again, I think at that time one of the places that I used to go to was church. Not church, physical church, but I had a Bible and I used to randomly open the Bible, and the verses that were coming up were quite interesting. I at some point even started dreaming about certain verses. You don't know the Bible very well, but in the middle of your sleep, a Bible verse comes and you wake up in the morning, you still remember it, you open it, and when you read it, it's eye-opening and you're thinking, oh my goodness. However, this is happening now. You're seated in this mess, but the only thing that I was getting from that was encouragement, because most of them were restoration, encouragement, and you'll get through it. But it wasn't happening. Yeah. So I'm wondering now, so what is this? Is it a sign? What am I supposed to do? But I then met a couple that used to pray for me and, kept even interpreting these Bible verses for me. And eventually, like maybe a year later, is when you actually see these verses manifested into your life. Yeah. So it's God, He's around, and it's not going to stay dark all the time. The sun has to come up.
That's true.
At one point.
That's true.
So it's just knowing that He is there and He's with you. Yeah.
So your sun is up. From the look of your nails, you don't bite them anymore. So
just go.
So your sun is clearly up.
I would say that it's maybe the maturity of the reaction. I keep saying it's never that serious when the mess comes. Yeah. Nowadays, when the mess comes, I say, okay, now that you're here, let me see how to deal with it. Yes. Yeah. What do I do? Yeah. Originally, it would be panic mode. What do I do? The world is going to end. No, it's not going to end. Just sit down, breathe in, and then say, okay, this is what has happened. what do we do?
Yeah.
And you get solutions.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited because I know at least, and I keep saying this, at least one person who has watched this video has been blessed by this. Could be many, but I know at least one. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. To the rest of the viewers, you've heard it from Sandra herself. One, it's never that serious. When the mess comes through, ask yourself, okay, mess, now that you're here, what are we going to do? You know, we have to stay alive. Work on your spiritual and physical health as well. Accept that something is wrong. Seek solace anywhere you can find it. And at the end of the day, everything will be okay. It will end. It will get better. You will mature. Subscribe to the YouTube channel House of Ruby and like my page House of Ruby on Facebook if you want to enjoy this and many more videos that are going to come. Otherwise, I wish you a new month that is starting tomorrow. And remember, you are the CEO of you. See you next week.